One reason we love our Encore meals so much is because they are so simple, we can make them on our lunch hour. Let's make a torta using some leftover chuck roast. Welcome back to Planet in the South. So for this recipe, you are just going to need some shredded beef, okay? Mine is chuck roast. If you have brisket, you got brisket money. Chelsea does not have brisket money, so we have chuck roast and it's shredded and it is just fine. No one would know the difference if I didn't tell them. So use your leftover meat from the weekend and let's make a sandwich. The other thing that you're gonna need is some type of bread. So having torta bread would be excellent. I don't have that option at my Walmart. So this is like a little Italian roll and I just cut it in half and it'll be just fine. And other than that, it's really whatever you have in your fridge. So let's get started. The first thing I want to do is get a skillet hot so that I can toast my bread. Super important for a torta to have toasted bread. So let's butter each side of this and then get it toasted in the pan. So I've got my bread buttered and I'm just waiting on my pan to heat up. And now I'm taking half a can of refried beans and putting them in a bowl and gonna put them in the microwave for a little bit to heat up. The other half the can, I'll put in a container, put it in the fridge and eat it with something else. But refried beans, very important for your torta. Next, just pull out some of that meat, so chuck roast here or brisket, and put it in a bowl and heat it up in the microwave. Okay, I've got a hot skillet with just a little bit of oil in the bottom, and I'm just gonna toast my bread. You should hear a sizzle immediately. Make sure you watch it close. So while my bread is toasting, I'm thinking about my side. So some chips and salsa or chips and queso would be great, but I do have some leftover Mexican rice, and Mexican rice is one of my absolute most favorite things. So I'm gonna go ahead and get that in the microwave and heat it up also. All right, so we have our toasted bread. So let's start to assemble our torta. This is all personal preference, and this is how I like mine. So I like to do refried beans on the bottom. So just take a scoop of refried beans and lay them out. And no, I didn't do anything special to these beans because it's lunchtime and the least dishes as possible is perfect for lunch. Next, I am going to take some of my meat here. I'll use a spoon since it's on camera. Usually I just use my hands. And just layer my shredded meat across those beans. I did do this barbacoa style, so there is some liquid in the bottom. If you think yours is gonna be dry when you reheat it, put some stock in it. Beef stock, chicken stock, whatever, doesn't matter. Now, all I have for cheese is Mexican style cheese, so that's what I'm using. Not traditional, but I don't think I'm traditional to be making a torta anyways. Some pickled red onions, and I'm the only one who eats these, so fingers in the jar. And now some fresh cilantro. And we're just pulling it right off because less dishes. A couple sprigs there. And now, my favorite and probably most controversial part is going to be avocado that I picked up in a little to-go container because or else avocados go bad for me. And I'm just gonna layer that across the top. And there you have it. A delicious torta made on lunch. Let's see here. I'm gonna say it took me longer to get everything out of the fridge than it did to actually assemble the sandwich. So if you got everything ready to go, no doubt this can take you less than 15 minutes and you have a super delicious lunch and something you made with your leftovers. Go and get through them so you don't throw it away. Can't wait for you to try this one.